Hey friends, we're gonna do a quickie bout of strengthening for our glutes and our hamstrings. So I recommend having a blanket because we'll be in all fours and it might feel nice under your knees to have that padding. So let's come on down into all fours. And remember that if your wrists or hands are bothering you, you can always be up onto fists as well here if palms down feels unwell for you today. Turn your elbow creases to face away from your chest, the same direction as your fingers. Now, from here, let's go ahead and take the right leg straight out behind us and put the big toe on the ground. Okay, now as you did that, hopefully your left hip didn't shift off to the side. Try keeping your left hip stacked over top of your knee. And then we're gonna pick the right leg up off the ground, keeping the knees straight. And you're gonna pulse, pulse, pulse that leg up in the air. Now, as you are pulsing that straight, strong leg up in the air, up and down, a few inches up, a few inches down, you're keeping your pelvis steady and your spine steady. So it does not look like this, okay? Everything is really stable and locked in. We're really targeting the glutes and the hamstrings here. Keep a soft neck, maybe a smile. Okay, and now keep that leg up in the air, but bend your knee. Point your foot towards the ceiling and pulse here. Raise the roof with your foot. Soft neck, soft shoulders. Notice if you started leaning over to the left like I did. Bring it back to center for 3, 2, and 1. Okay, go ahead and put your right knee down. Let's get off our hands for just a moment. So sitting back on the heels, you can have the toes tucked under or not, whatever feels well for you. Go ahead and shake out your wrists, shake out your shoulders. Let's do the other side. Okay, put your hands back down on the ground, elbow creases forward. So find your stable table, slide your left foot back, big toe on the ground, leg is straight, strong, lift your left leg up and pulse. So as you're here, hopefully if you put like a level on your pelvis, the bubble for the level should stay in the middle. So that would mean that your hips are still level with one another. One isn't higher than the other. This leg feels a little harder for me. Notice as you start to fatigue how your movement gets a little bit wonkier. Try to stay connected. It's just an up and down pulse. Okay, now bend your knee, point the sole of your foot up towards the ceiling, raise the roof. Make sure you haven't shifted to the right. Soft jaw. I've heard smiling helps. For 3, 2, and 1. Okay, go ahead and relax your leg down. Get off your hands. Shake out your wrists. Okay. Now, you can get the blanket out of the way. Put it off to the side. Transfer onto your bottom. Put your hands behind you and windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Getting some rotation on the thigh bones, or in the thigh bones, I should say. So there's some levels here. You can stick with this. You can also try doing this with your hands up, away from the ground. And when I do this with my hands up, I inevitably travel towards the front of the mat, and that's okay if you're traveling. When you get as far as you want to go, just scoot it on back. So I'm going to scoot back again. So you have those two choices so far. And then the third choice is after you drop your knees over to the side, you take a breath in and exhale to lift your hips up. Inhale to set your hips down and transfer. Exhale to lift. And you probably will be, rolling over your sit bones. So that might make a speed bump kind of a sensation. One more each way. Great. Go ahead and relax. Okay, now let's come down to the mat. Okay, and go ahead and to start, lift your hips up just a little bit away from the ground and reach your right knee as far away from your chest as it will go. Maybe feeling some stretch along the front of the right hip. Okay, and then relax that and do the same thing on the other side. So reach the left knee far away, as far away as it will go. Great, and go ahead and relax that. Set your hips down on the ground and then drop your knees from side to side again. And come back to center. So from here, hopefully your fingertips can kiss your heels. And now we want to make sure that the rib cage stays in line with the pelvis as we get ready to lift up. So I like to put my thumbs on my rib cage and my middle fingers on my hip bones so that I can keep track of that. I'm going to take a deep breath in, and as I exhale, I'm going to squeeze my glutes and lift my hips away from the ground. Inhale to sit back down. Exhale to lift. Squeeze and lift. Inhale, come back down. So you can keep going at the pace of your own breath. I'm going to relax my arms down to my sides because I'm confident that my ribs and pelvis are moving together. One more like this. Now this time, as you exhale and lift your hips, go ahead and lift your left heel away from the ground. Okay, left heel away from the ground so the ball of the left foot is still resting on the ground. And then you're going to inhale and set your hips down. And as you exhale, pushing back up. So you're having to push a bit more through the right foot. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Try to keep your hips level. Now this time, go ahead and exhale to lift your hips up. Now in slow motion, lower your hips back down to the ground. Your left heel is still lifted, but you're going slowly down. Take a deep breath in, exhale, fast lift. Inhale, slow lower. Next, exhale, fast lift. Inhale, slow lower. Last one on your next exhale, quick lift and slow lower. Great, go ahead and pause for a moment. Put your left heel down, take a full breath in and out. Okay, other side. So exhale and lift your hips. Okay, lift your right heel away from the ground. And then let's go ahead and lower the hips down to inhale, exhale to lift. So to start out, it's just even inhales and exhales, just moving with your breath, having to push more through the left foot because we've taken the right heel off the ground. Keeping your neck and your jaw relaxed, your shoulders relaxed. Trying to keep your pelvis level. One more this way. Great. Now this time, go ahead and lift your hips up again and slowly lower your hips down to the ground, really slow. Next exhale is a quick lift. And then inhale, really slow lower. Exhale, quick lift. Really slow lower. Keeping the hips level as you lower. One more, exhale, quick lift. Inhale, slow lower. Great job. Relax both feet on the ground. Drop your knees from side to side. If you want to give your knees a little hug into your chest, you can. And then let's take a brief hip stretch to finish out. So put your right foot down on the ground and cross your left ankle over your right thigh. So if you feel a good stretch in your left outer hip, hang out here. If you want more stretch sensation, pick your right foot up away from the ground. And you can do a hands-free stretch, or you can put your hands on top of your right knee, or you can thread your hands through and interlace on the top of the right shin or the back of the right thigh. Okay, it's your choice. Take a nice few breaths here. If you want to rock your legs a little bit from side to side as you go, feel free. Okay, and let's go over to the other side. Uncross, left foot on the ground, right ankle over the left thigh. So if you feel a good stretch in the right hip, stay here. If you want more stretch, lift your left foot up. And you can do hands-free, hands on the knee, thread through and interlace on the shin or the thigh. Your choice. Take some nice deep breaths here. And then go ahead and release both feet on the ground. Take a full breath in and out. And then let's roll over and slowly sit up. Well, I hope your hips and your hamstrings feel really strong and supportive. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.